My name is Libby, and welcome to WorldView.
And my name is Ruthie. A wreck in Italy is this week's lead story. Off the island of Giglio, a cruise ship hit rocks and tipped over. 12 people were killed. Captain Francesco Schettino was blamed for the wreck and has been put under house arrest. He has been accused of manslaughter and abandoning his ship before all passengers were off. Search and rescue efforts are still looking for passengers. They have to be careful because the ship could continue sinking with the slightest movement. Authorities also fear oil leakage, which could contaminate the water.
The Mexican drug cartels in the past few years have basically become a North American Al-Qaeda. Nearly all illegal drugs in the United States come from Mexico. Mexican cartels have been responsible for killing at least 48,000 people, and 5,000 people have disappeared. Many drug dealers and traffickers in America are high school age. A 14-year-old dealer from San Diego, California, was sentenced recently to prison for 3 years because he decapitated and tortured several people. The drug cartels have also been responsible for scattering body parts throughout the desert and hanging people from bridges.
10 years ago in the Ivory Coast, chocolate factories promised that they would end child slavery. However, when the CNN Freedom team recently took a trip to the Ivory Coast, they found that the factories had not fulfilled their promise to end the practice. A report stated that 97% of the plantations have not yet ended child slavery. Many children are suffering and have started to develop abnormal arms due to their hard work in the fields.
Before 2000, Apple made almost all of their products in the United States, as many other U.S. manufacturing jobs began to move to China. Apple had moved almost all of its manufacturing jobs to China as well. Factories in China are capable of providing cheap and efficient resources. It was estimated that Apple would need 200,000 assembly line workers and 8,700 industrial engineers to produce their iPhone. In China, it took 15 days to hire that many workers. Apple estimated that it would take 9 months in the United States.
This week, the Prime Minister of China ended his 6-day trip to the Middle East. He returned home with very strong criticism of Iran's nuclear weapons program. Iran continues to reassure them that their program is peaceful. However, the rest of the world thinks otherwise. This criticism has made Tehran less reliable as a source for China's growing energy needs. The United States continues to pressure China and other Asian oil importers to quit purchasing from Iran. Saudi Arabia and other Gulf states has offered to expand production.
A 28-year-old former Marine is the first American to be sentenced to death in the Islamic Republic of Iran. He was charged for spying for the United States Central Light Intelligence Agency. His death sentence has caused tension between Washington and Tehran. He was arrested in the middle of September and has not been allowed to communicate with anyone since then. Having been declared an enemy of God, he is charged with committing the highest crime under Islamic law.
Many Iraqis say that since the Arab Spring uprisings in the Middle East, their country has turned into a police state. The Human Rights Watch report says that government security forces have physically and verbally abused protesters, journalists, detainees, and activists. According to some, the Iraq government is trying to gain more authority, even after democratic government elections a year ago.
On Saturday, officials confirmed that political Islamists led in the Egyptian parliament elections with about 70% of the seats. The Muslim Brotherhood won 47% of all seats. The more radical Salafis came in second, winning 25% of the seats. The two parties are more rivals than collaborators. The Muslim Brotherhood is more focused on social and economic needs. The Salafis want to concentrate on moral issues, such as outlawing alcohol and controlling women's dress. An election for a president is planned for the end of June.
The president of Yemen departed for America earlier this week for medical treatment. It was said that he had been badly burned during an attack on the presidential palace in June of last year. The Obama administration has approved Saleh's stay in the States for medical reasons, and medical reasons only. After the procedures are completed, he is to return to his own country immediately.
Cases of polio, a severe disease that affects the muscle system, are increasing in Afghanistan. 25 cases were reported in 2010. Last year, there were 76 reported cases. Only 3 countries in the world still have people contracting polio: Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Nigeria. The Taliban is allowing medical teams into Taliban-controlled areas to vaccinate children if they follow strict guidelines. Some extremist Muslim leaders in Pakistan and Nigeria think that the vaccinations are a Western conspiracy. If polio is eradicated in those 3 countries, it will be the second disease to be erased. The other is smallpox. Now it's time for El Tiempo Aguilas.
Buenos días, amigos. Yo me llamo Grace.
Y a mí me llamo Cristina. Bienvenidos al programa El Tiempo Aguilas. Este es el pronóstico para el fin de semana.
Viernes, la temperatura alta es 58 grados. Va a estar parcialmente soleado. Sábado, la temperatura alta es 55 grados. Va a estar parcialmente nublado. Domingo, la temperatura alta es 49 grados. Va a estar mayormente soleado.
¡Qué bien! Necesito llevar una camisa, pantalones y una chaqueta.
Es todo por ahora. Adios!
Here's Josh with this weekend's weather report in English.
There will be occasional storms today. This weekend's weather will be sunny on Saturday and partly cloudy on Sunday. On Saturday, the temperature will range from a high of 57 and a low of 33. Sunday will be 49 degrees with a low of 28. Next week's weather will be warmer as the high pressure and cold front moves out. Our city of the week is Charleston, the capital of West Virginia and home of Daniel Boone. The weather in Charleston this weekend looks cloudy with a high chance of snow. Fred has this week's editorial.
Why is ice hockey less popular in the South? Ice hockey is a sport with a lot of action, speed, and contact. Sports like NASCAR, football, and baseball are very popular in the South. So why isn't hockey? Ice hockey first originated in Canada. In Canada, it is much colder. Back in the 1800s, there were no indoor heated ice rinks. Therefore, ice hockey could not be played in the South. Over the years, ice hockey has spread to places like Russia, Michigan, Minnesota, and all over Canada, but not North Carolina. Hockey is just as good of a sport as football, baseball, or NASCAR, if not better. So why can't ice hockey be as popular as those sports? To learn how to play football and baseball, all you need is to watch television, have a backyard, and have a willing sibling of age. To learn how to drive in NASCAR, all you need to know how to do is make a left turn going 200 miles an hour. To learn how to play ice hockey, you first need to learn how to skate. Then you have to get good at skating. Then you need to learn how to skate with equipment. And finally, you need to learn how to pass, stick handle, and shoot. The process of learning how to play ice hockey could take years. On a brighter note, however, more and more people are moving from the north to the south, and ice hockey is slowly starting to grow here. I hope that one day kids in the South will be able to grow up as hockey players and not be called a Canadian or even an evil Canadian.
Thanks, Josh and Fred. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, and remember to watch again next week.